What's up guys, Matt here, bringing you a brand video. For today's video, as you can see, is my Abu Dhabi highlights for the penultimate round of the WOR Championship on F1 2019. So, with 2 races to go, we have a three-way fight for the championship here, and I'll put the championship standings on screen now for the top 3. And as you can see, it's a battle between myself, Pinecone and Lut, with myself as an outside contender after missing a couple of races. So the aim was the last 2 races is just to have fun and try to win both of them, do the best that we can as we get towards the end of the game cycle with F1 2020 round the corner. So here we go for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. It's been on the Formula 1 calendar for over a decade, which to me is just nuts. Yeah, the track itself, it's not one of my favourites on the calendar. It's an interesting track, quite technical in Sector 3, but it doesn't exactly promote good racing in my opinion, with only Sector 2 the only chance to overtake. So it's going to be my first league race round here in 2 years. Preparation, did a couple of hours of practice, so you know, fingers crossed we can be competitive and challenge for the win. So before we go into qualifying, let's go and show you what setup I'm running for this race. See, I'm just going to go through the setup that I used in Abu Dhabi. Again, not too sure if this is going to be any major help to a lot of people because F1 2020 is just around the corner, but yeah, hopefully it'll help some of you out. 2.9 wings seemed to work. This setup worked very well in the race. The race pace was very good. 2.9 wings, so again, a low front wing for that better straight line speed, 9 for that downforce and traction through the slow speed corners, particularly in Sector 3. Transmission, standard stuff, that's kind of the go-to transmission really, in my opinion. Suspension geometry, this is my default sort of baseline geometry, and again it worked pretty well. Again, I didn't do too much practice, so there could be a lot more lap time to be gained by running maybe a bit more negative camber, but yeah, it seemed to work pretty well. Suspension 2.2, soft springs is key on this game, and it's beneficial around here. You know, obviously being a bit more compliant over the curbs. 310 roll bars, that high re-anti roll bar does create a lot of rotation, and minimum apex speeds increase due to that, and yeah, it's just easier to control. Quite easy to control on tyre wear as well around here. 1.4 ride height, standard stuff. Brake pressure is quite high for the heavy braking zones in Sector 2. Brake bias 53 in qualifying, 55 in the race to help protect the rear tyres. Rear tyre pressure is quite low. Again, this does help improve, as you can see on the description on the bottom, improves traction, so yeah, that'll be good in Sector 3. So yeah, hopefully getting some advantage with that setup.
Checks complete. All personnel be aware we have a car leaving.
See, we are then in qualifying here in Abu Dhabi. It is dry conditions in qualifying and in the race, unsurprisingly, since Yas Marina is situated in the middle of a desert. So qualifying on the red wall soft compound tyre, the strategy for this race is a 2-stop. That is the optimum fast strategy around here, which is quite unusual and quite welcoming on these F1 games, as most league races, as you know, is the classic boring 1-stop where it's either soft to hard, soft to medium, or if the softs degrade too much, you start on the mediums. However, the medium compound tyre around this track, the degradation is quite high, so you can't really do the 1-stop. I think it's possible, but they degrade so much on the mediums, you just get undercoated massively, and the hard compound tyre, unsurprisingly, is absolutely dog shit round here. You lose so much time in Sector 3 with lateral grip, well, the loss of lateral grip compared to the other tyres, so yeah, 2-stop is quicker. Qualifying pace, my pace round here in a 1 lap sort of qualifying session was quite underwhelming. This is like I said, this is the first league race I've done around Abu Dhabi in about 2 years, so I'm not really, it's not one of my favourite tracks. My PB was a 33.2, which is not too bad, but really ideally pole is going to be buried in the 32s or a low 33. Race pace was very good, so target lap time, target track position was around P5, but this lap is not going particularly well at the moment. That was quite a poor chicane in the middle of those 2 straights, a bit of a lock up there. And this Sector 3 is so hard, especially when you don't really have the confidence like I do in qualifying around here. You know, if you miss one apex, it completely compromises the run throughout the sequence of the sector, because corners are coming out you thick and fast. And again, that last corner was horrendous. Coming on our last corner, it's a 33.9, not particularly good, but nevertheless, it is a lap time, and we've got a lap time on the board. We've got 2 more runs now to improve. So here we are on our second lap. Getting quite a nice tidy line, turn 1, no dramas. Getting a good run through turns 1 and 2. And again it's crucial because he gets a massive long run into the second sector now, half a tenth up, again braking on the curb. Again using the forward of the track, a bit of a tight line into the right-hander. And this corner is pretty horrific, not getting the front end and getting a lot of understeer, not getting the rotation that we needed through there. Into this middle sector now, heavy braking, now overdone it a little bit, slight lockup which has completely compromised our run through the right-hander, losing ideally probably around 2 or 3 tenths there. So this qualifying session is not going to plan, but nevertheless I knew I could gain a huge amount of time in the sector 3. A bit too tight there, unsettled the car, taking too much curb, getting a reasonable run through there, hitting the apex nicely there, again just a little bit of understeer and a little bit of hesitation in this sector 3 into this braking zone now, braking a straight line, take a nice tight line into this, use all the curb he can, bring it up to the right and the south, turn a little bit too early there, and we've invalidated a lap. There's yellow flags here, there's a car in the middle of the race.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Can't be arsed. Like, I literally cannot be arsed with this game anymore. I just want the new one coming up in July. My timing is so bad. Remember last race on course of 4th on the grid? Oh, hello, Mr. Ferrari, sat in the middle of the racetrack, and once again, Abu Dhabi, it's a Haas this time. So as you can see, he's destroyed his vehicle. His car should ghost. It should ghost. Because, you know, the ghosting was on, and yeah. The natural reaction to seeing an immovable object on the racing line as you're on a qualifying lap is to either steer away or hit the brakes. I hit the brakes, locked the front right tyre, and into the barrier I go. And as you can see, 14th place. Another comeback it is then. So it is CRG Pinecone on pole position over 133.2. He has got his hands on the WOR trophy with that performance and qualifying with his title rivals, myself and Lutt, having a difficult session. Myself in 14th. A real kick in the teeth, not just for the championship but just for this race overall, because the race pace was looking super strong, but now we've got to switch it up, go on an alternative strategy and see what we can do. We managed to get podiums in Belgium and a 4th in USA from starting in 9th and 8th I think, so it is possible, but we really got to roll past sleeves and clutch up. Let's see what we can do. So here we go then, the penultimate race of this championship from 14th on the grid as lights about to go out now. Let's go absolutely ham and see what we can do. As lights out and away we go. KJ has not moved as we're already taking in the McLaren and the Haas and the Ferrari on the right hand side up into 11th place. The Haas actually retaliates on the outside line, and again the first lap, just want to keep it nice and clear. I don't want to throw away this league race by getting any front wing damage, or else it's GG. So you may notice I'm starting on the medium compound tyre, switching it up. The guys inside top 10 will be doing softs and 2 medium stints. I decided to do medium, soft, just do the complete opposite, just switch it up, and maybe a safety car will come out, and then, you know, that'll help us out. So try and get a good exit and try and make up as many positions as possible, but that won't be happening anytime soon as my DRS has broken. 5 corners into this race, I swear, like, the lady luck of league racing has just taken a massive shit on me these past 2 races, honestly. But we will persevere as the Ferrari runs wide. He's not going to get great traction on over there as we're up into 11th place. Clenzo is fighting back as Danny is on the medium compound tyres. Also compound tyres going to get lightning fast at the start of the race, but they will go off, and we got to keep tabs on these front runners, and opportunities may arise as we've got a disconnection already of top Tom, so that should promote us into 10th place. Clenzo loses the rail on the curb, and we've got the inside line for this double right-hander, maximum commitment. It tightens on the exit for the second right end. We're up the inside, nothing he can do on the outside line, and we're up into 9th place that should be as we pass top Tom. He has unfortunately disconnected, and yeah, so at this point I was like, okay, I've lost DRS, that's a pain in the arse, but game on right now, because my race pace was, I sound like TRL Limitless, but my race pace was so good. But we're down in 9th place, and this won't do. We need to make up positions. I want to be the lead medium runner and try and get the back of the leaders as Danny is pulled off to the right hand side. He knows We've got some good pace. He opens the door and we'll go up the inside into 8th place. Now we've got some clear air now to get the hammer down. And I say get to the back of these, but we don't have DRS. But yeah, we were losing a lot of DRS there, 40%. So ideally we needed DRS to save that. But we're just going ham at the moment. Fastest lap of the race, a 38A. We do a 38.6 fastest lap of the race on mediums. So I presume Pinecorn's just backing off a little bit because we know the soft compound tyres do go off quite, so he's just managing that. But yeah, game on right now. See, we are on lap 4, and we can see we've already caught up to the back of the soft runners, and then they do go off after about 5 or 6 laps. As you can see, we're around the back of Pancakes, desperately trying to get a good exit. As you can see, DRS is still offline. Why is this a thing? Why? Why am I getting punished through no fault of my own due to pure bad luck? Get it out of the game. Maybe career mode because it's immersive and happens like once every 5 years in real life, but not in multiplayer. And as you can see, we're just losing car lengths on Jam Pancakes. We are in a DRS train with no DRS. You love to see it. So here we are on the end of the lap. Jam Pancakes pits for his first stint on the medium compound tyre. An early stop. He's obviously eyeing an undercut against the McLaren and I'm not sure what car. That is my teammate ahead in P2 provisionally. Lap 5 now, right in the back of the McLaren. We need to start attacking him. But again, still no DRS. This game is fucking shite, and I'm getting, as you can see, getting a lot of frustration now. And yeah, but luckily these guys will be pitting soon. But my pace at this point was pretty good, and again, nothing I can do. I'm stuck in traffic. And I might be getting undercut. It's my teammate. That is not a place to be. There's polystyrene literally everywhere. And that's one way of overtaking cars without DRS. Just wait for them to make mistakes. And up into 3rd place. We're behind Smasher now, but nothing we can do in this sector 3. Finally he pits, and at last, at long last, we get some clear air. We're going to the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and now it's just time to get a head down. We do a 39.1 on lap 5. Here we are on lap 6, again a 39.1. So consistent fast lap times, which is needed to cover the undercut of the cars ahead. As you can see on the minimap, we've managed to pull quite a big gap on the cars behind who are on the same medium compound tyres, lapping around 4 to 5 times quicker, which is ideal. The last thing we need is guys behind with DRS getting a lot of understeer into turn 1. Like I said at the start of the video, these medium compound tyres do go off quite badly. And here we are on lap 9. I did consider the one stop just to YOLO it, but especially if a safety car comes in. But yeah, I was getting a lot of understeer and grip was starting to fall as we pit on lap 10. The benefit, of course, being on an alternative strategy, you do get a clear pit stop so we don't get jumped by any cars. Onto the medium compound tyres, and you can see on minimap that is an Alfa Romeo going to turn 1. That is Jam Pancake. So remember, we were right on his tail on lap 4, and look how much time he's gained. That's a good 7 seconds. So as you can see, the undercut around here is enormous. But right now, it is game on now. We're around 6 to 5 lap fresher mediums. We've got a soft stint coming up at the end. So now this is where it is go time. This is where my race starts now. And we've got target lock already on the Toro Rosso of BMG Clenzo. DRS wide open now. Finally my DRS is working. I definitely will be picking the Red Bull next season on the new game, because the DRSs on this car is very flimsy and very temperamental. And here we are on sector 3. Managed to get a nice gap on Clenzo and right in the back of the McLaren of Smasher F1 and my teammate 9th and 8th. Very frustrating in this sector 3. You can't make an effective pass. And also frustrating is Smasher's got a DRS and slipstream on the Red Bull. So into turn 1, going for a half-hard move up the inside. That's going to compromise his run through turn 1, running around the AstroTurf. And again, this is sort of my plan. My plan was to, you know, bridge the gap between the McLaren and the Red Bull ahead. So Smasher does not have the defensive slipstream and DRS to counter my offensive moves. And as you can see, we've got effective slipstream, we've got the drive, we've got the DRS, and alongside, down the back straight, into 8th place now with my teammate ahead on the road. Into sector 3 again. We couldn't make an effective pass down the main stream. I'm just going to have to take it once again. Follow him around, even with a significant tyre advantage. We can't make an effective pass in sector 3 because there's just lots of 90-degree corners coming out your left and right. You can't exactly send one up the inside. So we just effectively just save DRS, save the fuel, and wait for the main straight, getting a good exit. And you can see the grip that we have going on this alternative strategies means we've got very, very quick medium compound tyres, but we've got quite a big gap to the leaders, so we need to break that down. But finally we get some clear air. See, we are on lap 13, pushing very, very hard indeed, running wide, just I swear I was on the track there, but 3-second time penalty. I wasn't really bothered, to be honest. You know, this race is really just a recovery drive. I was just going absolutely ham, to be honest, and I was you know, prepared to push the track boundaries to the limits. First sector, 4/10 up in the first sector, fast man than anyone. And look at that, as Danny, still on those medium compound tyres, has completely hit the cliff, and he went very long on those mediums. So again, like I said, the one stop just isn't that effective because the mediums do go off. And now we've got target lock on the Force India of all-rounder, and once again in the sector 3 just can't make the pass, so just saving the ERS. Look at that, we've got 40% ERS, just not using any, and here we are, and down the main straight now, 57% ERS, so we've gained some ERS, and now we can make the pass. DRS, slipstream, job done, into the front of the grid in the top 5s. Maybe even a podium on the cards from standing at the back of the grid. That would be a great result. Here we are on the end of the lap, and once again Jam Pancakes makes that pit stop, going for the undercuts, and other drivers have pitted as well. That's CRG and Pinecone, and we're up into provisional second place now. But a frustrating stint because we couldn't really make the most of our fresh tyres in the traffic, and especially going through sector 3. And now we've got some clear air now, we need to start pushing very, very hard, but naturally we are going to lose a lot of time on those guys pitting for those fresh and medium compound tyres. So into the pits now on lap 20, quite a painful few laps. We have to extend the medium stint in order to get these soft compound tyres to the end of the race, and here we are on the red walls. Looking at the minimap now, Pinecone is long gone in first place, second place, third, fourth, just coming to turn 1 now. So remember, we were behind Jam Pancakes when we pitted on lap 15. He's gained again another 4 to 5 second undercut. And as a Force India, I believe, a VSR all-rounder. But by the way, I still to this day will call that pink car Force India, not a racing point. But so here we are in 6th place, and this is now hammer time. We're on a set of soft compound tyres with 7 laps to go, and this should be easy pickings. Can we get a podium? And we know the softs will go off the end. All-rounder doesn't want any of it. He just pulls over and lets us go. I believe he had a time penalty as well, so it's quite a wise decision for him, really just controlling his race. And here we are. As you can see, that is a Williams there. That is CRG, look. The guy who's second place in the championship has disconnected, so that is a critical moment for the championship. As the VSC gets deployed, obviously a car retires and it brings it out, so it must have been on the racing line. So yeah, this is a good scenario for me because the medium compound tyres will get cold. The soft compound tyres, it's easier to generate heat. So this should be an advantage for me. Safety car now ending. As you can see, we're just over the Delta by about half a tenth, but as we saw from Silverstone, you can go seconds over the Delta and not get a penalty, so trying to respect the Delta. So now into P5, should be P4 now as we get past the Williams, who has now disconnected, unfortunate for him. So we are on lap 22, and as you can see, we're just gaining car lengths on every corner, and the guys ahead. We've finally got some clear air now on the soft compound tyres in 4th place. Second and third are just down the road now, so it is now go time, trying to push as hard as we can, trying to get past these guys, and then hopefully have enough tyre life to maintain position as we enter the final stages of this race.
The gap to the car ahead is 2.1 seconds.
See, we are on lap 24 now, as you can see, just missing out on the fastest lap of the race by a tenth. getting in the dirty air of this Alfa Romeo. We've already caught up to the back of him, and these soft compound tyres really coming on strong in these latter stages of the race. All over the back of Jam Pancakes 44, the current AOR champion on the Xbox platform, and if you're a fan of TRL Limitless, he is the man that's trying to stop him from winning the championship, but nothing he can do here in Abu Dhabi. The soft compound tyres prove too much for him as we're up into third place into the chicane, getting good traction still, so plenty of life in these soft compound tyres. Who is next on the hit list? We're in third place, and it is João Pedro from Brazil. So great to see him being at the front. Actually met him in London for the Pro Draft last year. Sound guy. But unfortunately he is still lagging, as all Brazilians do on this game. So very keen to get past him down the main straight, getting fantastic traction and purchase off that chicane. DRS overtake, got a decent amount of ERS to play with. Below 20% is when you start losing power, but we're not going to lose power into the braking zone. Up into second place from 14th on the grid. This strategy has come on some. The race pace again has been very good. We managed to get into second place, but I was still really frustrated. I felt like I could have really challenged for the win. You can see on the minimap, Pinecone is only really 6-7 seconds down the road, and from starting from pole position, it's really frustrating. On the next game, F1 2020, I'm really going to focus on qualifying, making sure I'm on point, because I feel like in the race, apart from Veloce Surprise, I feel like if I'm on it, I can beat most of the top drivers on Xbox. I know that sounds painfully arrogant, but I feel like a lot of drivers feel the same on Xbox, especially any competitive player. If you're at the top, whether you're playing F1, sim racing, Call of Duty, you really gotta have self-confidence in yourself, and that's just how I feel. But coming on last corner, Pinecone, what a job from him. Pole position, won the race, a huge step forward in his championship, and as you can see from the classifications, we did come home in second place, a 9.8 second gap to Pinecone, as he did not pick up a 3-second time penalty. So a critical race and a critical result from him. CRG Low in 8th place managed to rejoin the session and collect 4 valuable championship points as we enter the final race of the season in Brazil. And as you can see in the championship standings, at this stage of the championship we're 24 points behind with 1 race to go, so a clear outsider going into the finale. But unfortunately I've got some pretty bad news. The championship finale has actually already taken place, and unfortunately there won't be any highlights for that finale because I actually disconnected in qualifying and was unable to make the race. So Abu Dhabi was my final league race on F1 2019. We will not be the WOR champion, and we will not be ending F1 2019 on a high with a win. So yeah, huge apologies for the anticlimactic end to this championship. It's just really unfortunate and disappointing. As Brazil, this race was mental. It was the craziest league race I've ever seen on any F1 game. To not be a part of it was really upsetting, and to not be able to share the highlights is disappointing as well. I might do it in a separate video just to showcase the finale, and it was actually CRG Low who won the WOR championship, so GG's to him and GG's to all the drivers. So yeah, that's it for the WOR season. I just want to say a huge thank you for all the viewers and all the support and these highlight videos, and I'm desperately keen to come back strong on F1 2020 with more league racing, more hot laps, more setup guides to help you guys improve and put on a show for you, just to entertain you with these league racing highlights. So apologies for my internet blowing up in the finale. I do plan on making a couple more videos to tie us over till F1 2020, but until then, thank you so much for the support. Leave a like on this video if you did enjoy, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.